Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the YouTube Business Academy podcast. My name is George, and today, as usual, I'm joined by my favorite co host, Ron. And today, we're going to be talking about our journey to $30,000 a month with YouTube automation. We're going to be discussing our insights and update and progress over the past week. Is the revenue up? Is the revenue down? Do we have any findings, pretty new keywords that we can share with you, or some interesting topic trends? Everything related to search, YouTube search, we're going to be talking about in this episode. So if you're into YouTube automation, if you would like to learn more, or if you have been following the podcast for a while, then hey, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you. And with that in mind, I think it's about the time we jump in. Ron, how are you, man?
Yes, I'm doing great, actually. And how about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. We've been talking a little bit about talking before this podcast, and
Yeah.
about life, about things, and but one thing that we didn't touch with you is our YouTube.
Yeah. So you opened the podcast like talking about revenue. Is it up? Is it down?
Yeah.
Like last month, it was up by around in total like 40% for me because of the whole skippable ads thingy. And we talked about it like thing before the last
Okay.
episode.
Can you
So
elaborate a
it's
little bit on this?
yeah, it's just under 1K per month. So it's like a 954.
Ooh.
So this month will go over 1K at least. Is my calculation. Otherwise, some things will be it's going like it's not going well. But it looks like we'll hit it. But for now, the revenue, the beginning of this month is a little bit lower. I heard more people are experiencing this, having a YouTube channel because like Q2 start, like Q3 started, or Q2 ended. I don't know really, but like the new
Yes.
period
Yes.
basically started. So the advertisers are probably having a new plan or maybe watching their budget in terms of advertising, because I've
Mm.
seen like one video that brought in like a lot of revenue every day. When 1st of July came, the revenue of that video is like $0 for like
Oof.
whole July. So maybe like that company that was like advertising a lot on that video because the video topic itself is about a
Mm.
specific company. Maybe they decided to not do ads in July, or maybe they're restructuring things. I don't know. So it's been dropping a little bit, but it's still higher as like the average of last month. So
That's very
uh,
exciting that you're almost at 1K.
yeah, it's a milestone, but like it's far from where I want to be,
30K.
but it's a nice beginning. So
Yeah, of course. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step.
yeah, but like it sounds nice, but like I still have more costs because I'm
Yeah,
so heavily investing.
of
So
course.
it's all nice and all, but I'm still not like having any profit for it myself.
Of course, yeah.
But that's a choice I made. And
Yes.
what about you? I think you've been growing as well, right?
Yeah, man, I've been growing. My channels are combined in June. So my main channel and my second channel in June made close to 1.2K
So you
euro.
hit the 1K as well,
Yeah,
or yeah,
1.2K, but it's kind of like I don't have it on like one thing. I have it split between two channels, and the
But that's
channels
nice
actually,
also
and it's
for your
pretty
risk.
equal. Like I
Yeah.
have the second channel and this first one, they're pretty equal in terms of revenue, but it's really nice. It's kind of like going over that hump of like 1K. For me, it was always like this kind of big goal. But now once I'm over it, I'm like, okay, we have a long way
Yeah,
ahead, you know?
okay. So this is how it feels like. Nothing different.
No, of course it feels great. And I've used to listen to people who like, make a lot of money and they're like, yeah, like, it's great, but money doesn't make you happy. Like, yeah, but it does solve your like money problems. And for me, for a very long time, it was this like goal of like, okay, like over 1K, that would be very nice. And now that it's like I have it consistently, it's pretty cool. But I mean, this is such a hedonistic treadmill. Like it's crazy, man. Like you I can't wait to get to like, higher and higher levels. Like I just hit 1K, I should be like, oh yay, great, But I'm already like in my mind, like, okay,
Looking in the
10K.
future, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 10K. I'm like, come on, we gotta go. But yeah,
But
so
you're
that's
also the guy that still takes his moment to enjoy it for like at
of
least
course, you know
a little
me.
time.
Yeah, of course. No, but like I'm very big on journaling, so I've been journaling for the past ever since I started my self improvement journey. Like what was it, 6 years now, over 6 years, and I journal pretty much daily. And it's not because I make myself do it. I just enjoy, and uh, I don't do it at any specific times. Sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's in the evening before bed. All depends kind of on the mood and on the chemistry of that day. But yeah, if I look back on, the year like 2017 when I first began this whole journey, and you compare those notes and those journals to my journals now, it's such a big like improvement. It's crazy
In
to
terms
see
of
that.
numbers or in terms of how you like as a person, like
Well, both actually, because when I started, I was, making zero. Like my online journey started then, right? And I didn't know how to make money, and it took me a very long time to learn the ins and outs and how everything works. And you know, it's crazy how much, how little I knew back then. Like I didn't know how business works, and I still
can
don't
you
know
name an
how business.
example that you were reading like, oh, this changed? If you want to share it, of course.
Well, yeah, like for example, the idea, let's say that the basic idea of like supply and demand, right? The basic principles of economics. Like, sure, you can understand that as an idea, like if you read about it, but to feel and to understand how it works in the market and the real world is a completely different thing. And we talk about this a lot when we do keyword research and the different videos, right? If you stumble upon a keyword that has high demand and very low supply, it's basically like finding money on the street, right? So yeah, that's the same thing. So like these kind of things, and overall as a person as well, my thinking and my thought processes back then were very different and from where they are right now. And I just know it's just, to me, it's amazing to see this like and observe this kind of whole journey. I don't go back often and read those journals because I think I'm still very early. And it also teaches me a lot, taught me a lot about humbleness, because I thought I knew something back then, but as it turns out, I knew very little. And my ignorance right now is a little less than it was then. So now I'm learning my lesson that like I should be very humble and I should be very um, like cautious of my ignorance, because there are still so many unknowns in the future that I just need to have like an open mind and be able and be ready to make mistakes and be ready to learn and allow time for growth to happen. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I think it's a good one to keep in mind. Yeah, because
Mm.
like the whole YouTube game, like YouTube automation itself, the idea is really simple. Like you have a video topic, you hire a team, they make the video, you publish it, you have a nice thumbnail, and like for someone to explain it to anybody, like for all the like there are many many YouTube videos online on how to do it, and the whole concept itself is really easy. And
Yeah.
then you think, oh, I watch a couple of videos, I know how this works, yeah, and then the real game starts, and then it's like, oh, this game has like layers of knowledge or of things,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I had the same. Like for me, it's I think at least 1 year ago, like 1 year ago since I started. And when I started out, I underestimated so many things because it felt like a very easy game because it's just you just make videos, right? But yeah, I have the same experience. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to I read back sometimes and I sometimes catch myself laughing at like what I wrote down, because
Yeah.
it's like completely different than how I view things right now. So yeah, but I
Yeah.
think it's a good lesson.
And I sent you a screenshot yesterday into the chat of your comments under one of my
Yeah,
videos.
11 months ago.
That was 11 months ago,
Yeah,
man. And I think shortly after that we jumped on a call probably.
yeah, like 1 or 2 weeks later.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So back then I was making videos about YouTube automation, and Ron commented on one of my videos. It was actually a video, was titled like an honest conversation about YouTube automation, and it was completely like different from what I was doing usually. Like the thumbnail was different, the title was different, and for some reason it like caught attention. Like it performed a little better than other videos. And I think in the call you told me that like, yeah, I think that you told me that you think that the reason it performed better is because people were tired of the whole kind of copy paste format that everyone was doing of like, same thumbnails, same titles. And
Yeah.
like it felt good to have something fresh in that space. And yeah, so I'm actually glad that you commented that we connected. Look
Yeah,
at us.
yeah.
Did you think 12 months later you would be recording a podcast on like consistent basis about this, and hitting
No.
1K
Yeah.
monthly with your search channel?
Yeah, never. But it's like all the things combined, you know. It's that's I think the beauty of life as well. Sometimes things just happen and it grows to something that you could never imagine before.
Hmm.
It's the same how we met Hessel, how we met Yuri. Like Hessel will be seeing, like you'll be coming to the Netherlands in 2 weeks. Hessel will join, so it's like again a meetup in real life. So stuff like that is
Yeah.
pretty exciting, and you can't plan any of that in advance. It just
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's a nice thing, and yeah, I already thought like I can make money with YouTube, but I didn't expect it would take so long to hit like the 1K a month.
Yeah.
Um,
Took a
but I
year.
think yeah, but I think for now, like because you're making more money, and especially with search, you're seeing the revenue grow. You're seeing what kind of videos work. You get the hang of it, and you understand the game better. So 1K, if that's possible, it's like what Marcel said, like two episodes ago as well. If 1K is possible, then 5K is possible as well. You just need to do it at a bigger scale and maybe some better quality videos or better
Hmm.
keywords, stuff like that. But the whole principle stays the same. So 1K is nice, but yeah, that's why I'm also investing more now, because I understand like which road to walk, and then
Yeah.
5K, 10K, and eventually 30K. Like it's in my sight, it's like not
Yeah.
something that's like unattainable.
You know, one of the biggest things for me lately, and this is a little bit of a philosophical, not a philosophical, it's actually pretty practical, actually. For a very long time, for over like 6 years, right? I was learning how to make money online. And you asked me what was the biggest kind of learning for you. And a lot of people, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, and this is my situation, right? Was I didn't feel secure. I didn't feel safe because I didn't know how to make money. I didn't understand. I didn't have like the skill didn't work, right? I didn't know how to do it. And I think the biggest breakthrough for me over the past couple of months is getting to this 1K, and not even the 1K, but myself putting in the work and getting to this, right? This is my skill. So even if I got reset right now to complete zero, I know how to build up to that 1K much faster than all this time that it took me. Because think about
Yeah,
it. It took me 6 years to get to 1K a month. But I now have the skill and I now know how to do it. So if I had to right now start from scratch, I'd probably be able to get there in 6 months, not 6 years.
yeah,
And this gives me so much peace of mind to be able to know how to do it, So I would be able to like rebuild myself back if anything happens. But this kind of having this skill gives me the most peace of mind, like knowing that the work I do, I know how to do it, and this kind of grows my revenue. So this to me gives me the most peace of mind.
and just a question: what would happen if, for example, for a strange reason, YouTube will not exist anymore? Like, do you then still know?
Ooh.
Yeah, do you probably need to reinvent yourself in a different way again, right?
Yeah, I would have to reinvent myself. Um, but even then, I still think that I would quite quickly be able to figure out something because I already have a much better understanding about the economics of content,
Yeah,
digital media, how the internet works, how things interrelate between each other. Where is the money? Why do people pay for something online? Like it used to be all mystery to me, but the longer I do it, the more demystified it becomes because just it becomes more clear over time. So yes, I would definitely have to reinvent myself, and it would probably take a while, if not YouTube. Um, but I think I'd be able to find myself. What about you?
yeah. The thing is, like, content will still be available. Social media, for example, will be available. So I think the whole thing with YouTube, you're learning like what people would like to watch, how you make content, how you like edit it and stuff. And that I think will always be a valuable skill set to have. So leveraging that skill set will probably be useful. Like right now, like when you're not into the YouTube or content creation game, and you're just a consumer of the platform, of any platform, you have no clue what's going on all behind the scenes. And knowing that, like all those steps from A to Z to Z, I think that that's like a good skill set to have, and you can basically do like you can start an agency with content creation or anything else like
Yeah.
stuff like that. So the skill set within YouTube, because you know the whole game from making a video, making a script, making a thumbnail, understanding supply and demand, you can probably use those skills in almost every niche, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely 100%. So the longer you do something, the better you, like, yeah, like you said, like you build skills, and you will be able to apply those skills in a different thing if you have to reinvent. And by the way, sooner or later you will have to reinvent yourself. Like, it's the natural cycles of life.
Yeah.
Maybe YouTube doesn't go anywhere, but we don't know. Like, we don't know what the future holds for us, right? Maybe it's even your own kind of, thinking and your own psychology and behavior that you no longer want to do this thing. Maybe you kind of outgrown it and you want to do something bigger, so you'll have to learn or apply your skills to something else. Who knows?
Yeah, but like, let's say, for example, you're now making 30K a month with your search channel. You have everything outsourced. You're not doing anything yourself. What would you then be doing?
That's a very interesting and hard question. And by the way, another
Yeah,
question to ask yourself is, if I didn't need to make money, what would I be doing?
yeah.
That's a question I think either Tim Ferriss or some like self-help book asked, or maybe Tony Robbins. But like, yeah, if you didn't need to do work for the money, like, what would you be doing? And for a very long time, and still now, like, I don't know how to answer that question. But coming back to your question about, like, if I would be making 30K right now, what would I be doing? So the first thing that comes to my mind is I would be investing a lot, because now I invest some money into index funds, but I don't feel like it's enough. I want to do it kind of daily, on like automatic deposits, and I want to have like invested each month a good amount of money, right, for whatever it is that I'm doing, like percentage wise, 10, 20%, 30%. But
Would you still start growing your channel even more, or are you like, ah, this is now enough? Would you maybe set up more channels,
I think
scaling
I would,
up?
I think I'd probably continue doing what I do, because I like the motto of Charlie Munger that, like, take a simple thing but take it seriously. Like, I feel that a very common mistake that a lot of people do is they get good at one thing, they learn how to make money with their one thing, and then they fall prey to the bias. I can't remember what's the name of it, but that they think, and a lot of businesses fall prey to this as well, is that they think that they can do many other things as well. You know what I mean? And then they start to think, oh well, if I know how to make money with YouTube search, then I can also do browse, and I can do this and that and this. But you need to, and Warren and Charlie talk about this a lot, is that knowing your every area of like expertise, knowing where your strengths lie and staying within those, not going outside and thinking that I know how to do drop shipping, or for example, like, I don't know if I'd go into e-commerce again. Like, I've been thinking sometimes about this, because now I have
Yeah.
like traffic, I know how to generate traffic, right? And I can pretty much basically get that organic search traffic and direct it, instead of to an affiliate, I can direct it to my own brand that I can create, right?
Yeah, but I think then you need to have many videos about that specific product or
Exactly.
your brand. Like, yeah,
Exactly. Starting a separate channel, branded specifically for that, and having that as the main traffic source, and covering all the search keywords, and then maybe trying to go for browse traffic as well. So, but knowing what I know about e-commerce is that, like, Well, e-commerce is not just about traffic. Traffic is the main thing that was going to drive your business, but besides that, you need to have customer support. You need to have, order fulfillment. You need
Capital if you start your own brand.
capital. You need to have
Yeah.
people, email marketing. You need to have all these different things, right? Kind of measuring the analytics, Google Analytics, and optimizing your funnels. It's just a whole different world. So like if I got to 30K and I'd be dumb enough to think that, oh, I can now start my own brand and make even more because I'll be able to scale and grow it and keep more margin. Well, I think maybe the smart idea would be to partner up with someone who's really good with e-commerce, right? And I can say, hey, okay, you do the back end and everything, and I'm gonna drive traffic, and we're gonna split it whatever X, Y, and Z
Yeah.
percentages. That would be smart. But thinking that I can do everything, no way. So I'd
No, of
probably,
course.
I'd probably. It's hard to say right now, obviously, because I'm not in that space. Um, but I think also doing what we do now with the podcast and with the academy and with digital courses, with the community, with everything, I think that is something that I would also like to continue. I like meeting new people. I've been meeting people from the community in real life as well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's funny to see how like an online connection ends up in like real life. It's like it's funny. Like it's
Yeah,
a thing of like the past 20 years. Like
yeah,
before it never happened, I think. Or like
exactly.
almost not never.
Yeah, like you and I, we met through internet, right? And then we hanged out in Spain, we hanged out in Bali, right? Hessel as well. He's been to my place twice, and he's now soon coming to. He rented a place here in my building. He's coming to live in Finland for a month as well, and it all
Yeah.
kind of happened that Yuri reached out to me. I spoke to Yuri, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have a friend. He's like young and he's doing really well as well. You should talk to him." I'm like, hell yeah. So he's like, I'm like, what's his name? Hessel. Oh, okay. So then we started talking, and here we are. Like talking pretty much every single day,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
crazy.
nice. And it's nice because like, you know how all these self-help books say that like, oh, you need to surround yourself with people who are doing the same thing and who are better than you. Well, yeah, that's kind of what has been happening. And I don't know how much luck is involved in that. Like that's such a philosophical question.
Yeah, you can never calculate that.
How much
It's
luck is
impossible.
involved with me like meeting you, like us meeting, like
I think
meeting
it's a
Hessel?
combination of luck, but also like opportunity and taking that opportunity. And yeah, I think that's the case. Like you can, some things are maybe pure luck, but you still need to see that opportunity. So you
Mm,
need to have some sort of knowledge or skill set or
yeah.
vision
Yeah.
to make use of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be lucky if I like sure there is luck involved in us meeting, but I wouldn't for Lady Luck wouldn't shine her light on me would I not have been putting out content consistently for a very long time,
Exactly. Yeah,
So what they say is that like luck is when preparation meets opportunity, and I think yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting. Like for now, we are not at the 30K mark yet, but it's sometimes it's funny
What
to
about
think of
you?
like, um,
What do you think?
yeah, I but yeah, the goal is first to scale up like at least to 5K a month within a year. I hope. So I can pay myself my salary, and I do still have my e-commerce company. So that I don't need to get my salary out of my e-commerce company. So I have another asset that's making me money, but that's not reliant on for my income. So
Yeah.
that gives me like a peace of mind. So that's my main goal for now. But I think after this, like you can basically scale your YouTube channel uh, unlimited because you can outsource everything. So I will be doing that and just enjoy life a little bit, And I think what you said about investing, it makes sense. But investing in a YouTube video is probably a higher return than any stock on the stock market if you do it right.
Yes. Yes. Mm, it's I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about that. It's weird. because it doesn't always hit. Like making YouTube videos is almost like picking stocks. Like out of 10 videos you make, maybe one is going to fly. And when you invest in an
True.
index fund, you're not picking individual stocks. You're saying, okay, well, I'm just going to get my 7% on
Yeah,
average
but
per
as
year.
a collective, your whole channel is basically an index fund.
Ah,
But the only thing is, it's risky because if the channel gets deactivated, you lose everything.
exactly.
So yeah, so it's better to diversify, like
Yeah,
your thing, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
But I'm like thinking right now, I have some money privately. Normally, I would buy stocks every month for a certain amount, let's say €500, for
Mm,
example. But now I'm like, I'm not going to buy any stocks because I see more return on investment on my channel for in the upcoming months. So for now, I'm really making decision to invest everything in the channel because for now it makes more sense.
yeah,
But yeah, I think the more money you have, it's like the goal is to try to keep the money,
yeah,
to not like, yeah, have it
exactly.
disappear.
And I think it's also I think it's a good like financial hygiene practice to, even when you are making very little, to put some money aside and save for, like, to pay yourself first. Like the book says,
Yeah,
the richest man in Babylon, the first rule is to pay yourself first before you pay anyone else. It's like, out of 10 coins that you get each month, put one coin for yourself. And then before you know it, your purse is going to be clinging with all those coins, and that's going to be the start of your financial tree that is going to provide shade for you when you're going to be tired and you will need that shade. So I've been
yeah,
thinking a lot about what you said there about, oh yeah, I had some money that I was putting aside for index fund, like 500 a month, whatever. Like I did the same, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just grow because I need that like cash flow. I'm better off putting more money into this, and I think that's what Iman has been preaching as well a little bit. But I think that, sure, I would agree with that, but I would also say you still need to put at least a little bit into an index fund, because first, you are practicing financial hygiene and you're paying yourself, and that's the money that you're not going to touch for the next 30, 40 years, right? You don't know what's going to happen to your YouTube channel, right? And it's good to kind of get you that discipline to put that money aside. And you might say, oh, well, I don't have problems with discipline. I'll be able to do it once I make a little bit more. But I think wealthy people would argue that, you need to start putting money even when you have very little of it aside, and continue doing that from a young. That's what they say in all these like self-help books, so like, that they teach to kids as well. It's like, you know oh, you should put 10% to investing, 10% into saving, and 10% into charity, and all this. So I've been trying to put a little
yeah.
bit. Even that I don't make a lot right now, and even though I would like to put as much money as I can into YouTube, I still try and put at least 10% of the monthly money into an index fund.
It's a good rule to have because when you make more money, that part also
Yeah,
increases.
you're gonna just stick to it,
Yeah,
and
it's a good habit to
and
have
it's like it's
for
gonna be
sure.
tempting because you're gonna adapt to even making 30K a month, and you're gonna be like, I'm better off putting all this money into my YouTube. Like once I make 100K, then I'll
Yeah,
then I'll be putting into index. But you know yourself that time is your friend when it comes to investing. Like
yeah. The sooner the better. That's
exactly.
true. Yeah,
And like
yeah,
when you spend as well, people think about when spending money, they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna get this 10 euro thing I'm gonna buy this 10 euro meal, right? Sure, it might be a little, you know, too much, but I would like to eat out. It's only 10 euros. But I read somewhere that it's like you're not actually spending 10 euros. You are spending, multiply that amount by 15. Because if you would have invested that 10 in 30, 40 years, that is 15 times more than you have now.
well, that's some real delayed gratification right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but it's true. But you also need to enjoy
Of course, it's a
life
balance
at the
between
time. Yeah,
delaying gratification and living kind of in the now.
yeah,
So how do you do that?
exactly.
That's philosophical question.
Yeah, well, we're a YouTube channel of a YouTube podcast, so let's keep it with that. But yeah, yeah. For as for now, like let's relate it to YouTube a little bit. On my side, not too many things are changing.
Mm,
Just making more videos. Hired a new freelancer to make more long form videos.
yeah.
A little bit of an older a woman.
Mm.
I mean, and she can explain things really well, so that's good. And just pumping out videos. I think the same is for you, right?
Yeah, that's great. I mean,
Just working.
I'm hitting all time highs right now. Just to give a quick kind of update, I'm hitting all time highs in terms of revenue and views. Main channel is at 7,000 views every 48 hours. Got a 20, almost a 28 euro day on the 3rd of July, 2023. Exciting. Been also getting some affiliate commissions, really fat ones, really, really good ones. Like got 3 sales and they're like 450 euros total. So that's pretty
That's
cool.
nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I've been doing more content for affiliate marketing. And the second channel, also hitting all-time highs right now, um, at about 14,000 views every 48 hours. Got also a 28.5 euro day on the 3rd of July. So yeah, so about 56, let's say, daily, which is probably, if this continues, like if that's the baseline, then it should be about 1.5k for July. But we'll see because I'm making videos every day, so it's a
Yeah.
continuous and never ending improvement. Besides this, oh yeah, and the thing that we mentioned in the beginning about that people have been writing in the community that the RPMs have been low in July, and you mentioned that as well. I think my theory is that that might be related to um, vacations, summer. People are going
Yeah, could be as
people are
well. Yeah.
going chilling, not working. People are not spending so much time in the offices in front of the computer. Come on, guys, it's July. Go enjoy your life, go have fun as well. So I think that might be, it's like a seasonal thing. So don't worry, it's going to be compensated in November,
Q4.
December, yeah,
Yeah.
Q4, when the RPMs are going to be spiking high. So all the work that you're putting in now is going to be well paid off in the last quarter of the year.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's part of the game.
Exactly. All right. Well, Ron, thank you so much for your time and energy. And thank you guys so much for watching, listening, subscribing. And we will see you in the next week's episode. Ciao.
Yes. Ciao.